think they were formed already. I came back in '69. I went to this demonstration against the government in D.C. And all the veterans, a lot of veterans were there. I felt pretty prideful that a lot of us were able to turn around in terms of how we looked at the United States government. And believe me, when I was going into Wounded Knee, myself and Ted Standing Cloud, my bro, he was a veteran, but he was in the Air Force. He said, I'm the one that gave you paratroopers a ride. He said, but he said, you crazy guys jumped out. He said, I stayed on that plane till it landed at the airport. He said, dropped a few bombs on the way. But anyway, we were going into Wounded Knee not far from here. And we rode with the Blackout family. We were out here at Siebert Young Bears, out towards the east here. And people used to come there and get their water because they shut off all the water mains and everything. They said they were going to make us suffer. I saw that in one of these films here the other day. I think it was Joseph Trimbach or somebody said, we're going to make them suffer. They didn't know that at the time, a lot of people like Siebert, they had their own well because they had to get their own water. There was no pipelines here or water lines. So anyway, we got in, these people were coming to get water, he says, and me and Cloud, we were going back in because we had been out gathering support for what was going on for the Legal Defense Committee. So anyway, we're going back in, and he says, well, Blackout, Mr. Blackout here will take you up to his house is right above Wounded Knee, so you guys can catch a ride. But he didn't tell us there's about 4 or 5 roadblocks between Siebert's and his house. So we got in the car. His wife was the one who told us, well, just lay in the back, she said. So it was kind of tight. Of course, we were a lot slimmer then, too. So we got in the back, me and Cloud, and she put her grandkids on top of us. And we each had a rifle and one extra one to take in with us. So we were well armed. And so we were going we hit these roadblocks, they'd look in there, shine the light. So we made a pact, Cloud and I, man, we ain't going to jail. If they catch us, we're just going to start shooting, man. So anyway, we got up the hill, we were going up towards Wounded Knee, and we made it through all the roadblocks. And so that night, he says, I'm going to pray for you boys, he said. We waited for dark. This was in the morning when we left. We waited for dark, and we're going in. After dark, his son took us so far, his grandson, crossed the road and told us, stay in this ravine here, take you all the way to Wounded Knee, down the hill. When he hit that creek, he says, you're in Wounded Knee. So we're going down, and here, Cloud, he hit a trip flare. You know, that's the Air Force for you. Anyway, it went up, kind of gave away our position, so we started running. And we found this little creek there. We dove in her, and there was some tumbleweeds and brush there, so we put it on top of us. We just did it. I said, don't make a sound. Pretty soon this track, APC, come rolling up. I couldn't help but remember Vietnam. I said, man, at least this time I'm on the right side. And because I remembered Vietnam, so it was kind of like a vindication. Gave us a little hope, a little fire, man, to finish our mission, to get those guns in there and ammo. And so we came to the creek, and we had extra guns, so we put our arms up like that, and we were walking in the creek. Because that way you don't hit no trip flares or nothing in the water. So anyway, we're walking in there, and we get to the bunker there, and they said, ho, ho, who's that? So every day we had to change the password. I forget what it was that day. We told them what it was, and so they said, well, come forward slowly. And I said, well, they said, drop your weapon. I said, we can't, we're in the water, man. And so they said, well, come forward. Because we gave them the right password anyway, so we got up on the shore there of that creek. And pretty soon they took the weapons, looked at them and all that, and so they sent us to they said, we got means of standing cloud over here. So that guy said, just in time, they're supposed to have some ammo with them. They said, yeah, they got a little. Well, send them over. So I went over there, and there was Dennis Banks. He had all the troops out. This was about daybreak. He had a marching, man. Learn how to march. Early in the morning, the cops, that's about what they were. They weren't soldiers. But anyway, they were up on the hills, and they seen there. And we could hear their radio, and they could hear ours. They said, look, I think that's Mr. Banks down there. He's teaching them how to be soldiers, they said. So that's one of my stories, and so it was good to make it in there without, any problems other than hiding from the feds. So that's just a story that, then I saw my brother Russ, my brother Ken, my brother Jace. I saw Jace at Seaver. She was kind of handling that over there. But it was something else. It's like coming home from Vietnam to see my brothers there. So they're all gone now, but I remember them, I hope.